Okay, so 4:14 on Saturday, and Amy just sent me a video, so it's just right fresh on my mind. Is well, there's a whole thing about because it was weird because I'm very triggered, by the way. So, yeah, I've got to, I don't know, I've got to. Uh, it's like when you're talking about something publicly, you don't want to just go out and be, trying to like make sides, but you want to talk about your experience. But it's like I'm not trying to create two sides, but my experience is but so anyways, it's like something more difficult to maneuver than if you're just telling your friend, over coffee. If you're sitting here telling a bunch of people, then it's you don't want to be like, this dumbass person, because that's not the vibe, man. That's not the vibe of the world that we want. It's not everybody else. Like, yeah, there's a reason why I'm so triggered and why things are so intense right now, but that's my own cleansing, my own clearing or whatever. And whenever I try and look at it and try and see what am I supposed to be getting here, because I feel very much like I'm like just spinning my wheels, man. And um, it is it is always to see myself. It's always the message I get back. And then when I'm like, okay, so I'm supposed to just see I'm got anger issues or something, like I got a temper or something, and it'll cause a whole ripple of things to look at. Like, so am I need to stand up for myself? I need to not stand up for myself. Like, you're just going through this whole fucking thing, and that's it. Like, it's become my process more than just like reacting to a situation. Now it's way more this process of looking at this thing and not reacting, and then even seeing that the reaction uh, purpose or point is so it's gonna do nothing. It's gonna do nothing but be a fight. It's not like, you're gonna go in and have a rational conversation with somebody and point out, anything. No, no. And at this point in time, the people are so locked into their stories, man. Oh my God, this is crazy making, man. Like, fuck. Oh my God. It is, yeah, Jesus Christ, man. It's rough. I know I'm not the only one. It's like, oh my God, Lordy, have mercy. Like, oh. So it's just, and it is just so intense. And then not reacting, then it's like, well, okay, so am I stuffing my emotions? Oh no, I'm not stuffing them. But then when you start going in your mind, then the dark energy jumps on board like, hell yeah, this is what we're looking for, bitch. They start getting, and then you get kind of like, you can get pretty, I don't know, that's where I can kind of reflect back to myself, like this anger inside it. And it's like, um, yeah, but yeah, okay. Because we could go through life and think nothing about, like, we're not even realize we have any anger. We can fool ourselves and feeling like we're always calm, cool, and collected. But the universe, like I said, they're going to really get down and push things up so they can really get it out of you and you can really see. And even if it's whatever, because I don't know how to uh, like cleanse it or something. It's like I can look at somebody and just be like, okay, well, they're broken, they're reactive, they've got, their own personality disorder that they're not actively, approaching. They're like the lower chakra uh, toxicity in people is real. It's so out there. And so, yeah, it doesn't do any good. Even when you start being able to see things and see things so clearly. And no, and it's very triggering to people too. with if you're doing well, it is very triggering to people. And so the uh, and like I said, people want you to be all in on their side and stuff. Is it takes a lot for you to stay and stand on your own and be like, no, no, I don't think that. I don't believe that. And some people, it's like their life depends on it, man. Like the fucking fight to fucking you need to believe what I believe. It's like, yeah, but I don't. And I'm not gonna argue about it. You know, it's like I'm not arguing about it, but it goes fucking. It doesn't just go and dissolve away. So whatever in this process and stuff, it's like it doesn't just bit, zap. Oh, nothing. No, it's like it pushes into this trigger, and then it has more to it because it's like, well, am I standing up for myself? Am I? But I don't feel like it's so much of like, uh, like this opportunistic, like, well, I can't screw myself, and then, but also it is the when I look at it, it's like I wouldn't, I mean, what would be the point of saying anything to some of this stuff? Like, believe what you want to believe, think what you want to think, but let me do the same, you know? Like, don't be coming in, this overstepping onto me over what you believe and trying to force it on me. It's like, no. And I'm not gonna argue, I'm not gonna fight about it. But yeah, it's gonna be very triggering, especially because some people's approach is very confrontational or like they have to put you down. And then when they have something where they don't ever say compliments or whatever, but they'll tell you everybody else how great they are. Oh, they're great. They look so good. Oh, great, 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 great. But it's it's weird because these are things, that we've experienced for decades. These things that are being triggered in us. They're deep, deep experiences. And so, but I don't think, man, I don't know if you can hear me over her. This big snore thing all of a sudden again. I swear to God, nothing's by accident. Nothing is by accident. Which brings me back to the video. It was because because I'm like I wanted to go back to sleep when the dogs woke me up, and I was laying there, but it just starts playing in my head, playing in my head. So then I'm like, and then I start thinking about this stuff, and so then when I was like, okay, well, I'm just gonna go record, and I haven't, just got up, and so I look at the thing. Well, I've done the dogs and stuff. I haven't sat down and watched videos or anything like that. I messaged my daughter. There was a message from her, so I messaged her. But and then I went on and saw that, but there was because of the signs. So I was feeling a particular way, and which is it's like I don't know. I was feeling a particular way, and so then I knew it was some of the stuff I wanted to talk about, but then it's like, fuck, man, you can't just go and say like anything you want to say, and so Jesus Christ, everything is so intense to me right now. And the fucking moon is ridiculous. Like, it's a whole fucking weird ass shit with that again today. But that's like a part of it. I swear to God, a part of it is the sky being not what we were told, so that we take notice. Like, and there's just so many people trying to fight to keep this three-dimensional world. It's like, stay in it. Good for you. Stay in it. Like, good on you. Stay. I'm out. I'm out. There's a whole nother way of existence, and I'm going that direction. And you can try and convince me all day long that I'm wrong, but we'll see. We'll motherfucking see, man. So the, um, so anyways, um, I went on to the time to see what time it was before I started, and it said 4:12, and I was like, okay, it's out of sync. Okay, so especially when it's that close to 4:14, and so then I was like, okay, um, oh well, am I supposed to see it counting? Am I supposed to? What am I supposed to be seeing here? And I just had the feeling again like it's out of sync. Go look, and so I went on to my emails and erased those. I didn't see anything, that it was like something I would need to see. Then I went into TikTok, and I had already went on it first thing in the morning because I was triggered on something. I was triggered on something. I had to say it real quick, and so I said 3 videos real quick, and then I didn't. Well, when you're recording and they're downloading, you always see this video will be playing while yours is downloading, so you see something, and sometimes it changes. But anyways, so I saw the thing about Brittany, which I had a thing about that, so I had to do a record on that, and so I will talk about that too. I think her name's Brittany, the Olympic girl. So anyways, then when I went back on it again, and this is where I saw this video that Amy had sent, which it's funny because like I'm trying to read the numbers, and that's what the video is, reading the numbers. And so then once I saw that video, and then I went back to record them, because then I was like, oh, I'm gonna talk about this video. Then when I went back to record again, it was 4:14. So then it was like, okay, now you're in sync. Now you've seen. Now, so anyways, that's how, to me, is like reading the signs, especially numbers speak loud and clear to me. You can hear them when they're telling you, like, it doesn't feel in order. It feels out of order. It feels like it's going right in order. It feels like it's counting. It feels like everything's good. Like, you just read them, and then you just read how it makes you feel when you look at them, because you may interpret them different than somebody else. That's why, when you go Google, what does these angel numbers mean? That's somebody's interpretation. They didn't come down and say, hey guys, we're going to give you the translation on these numbers. And anything like that comes through me is coming through me. We each have our own individual, and this is like a step down for people to connect to themselves. So it has value for those of us who already do connect in that way, to explain it so that people can start noticing in their own thing how to connect, and what's their thoughts, and what's the communication, and to just change their focus, kind of, and so to see things more clearly and understand it on this other level, because there's those of us who have been playing this other game. And well, like, I didn't even realize, honestly. It took till that was a big part of my awakening. Like, these other people were waking up spiritually, but I was waking up to, oh, I've been living a very different life than these people. Like, when I saw like the programming and all that, and how people just live it, like, motherfucking live it, dude. And then they fucking want to convince you why you're fucking you loser. Get out there and fucking follow. It's like, what the fuck? God, this 3 dimension, like, oh my. So, yeah, I mean, whatever people break off and stay in that, it's like, yeah, you got more shit to work through. Like, that's all yeah. There's more lessons to be had if you're right here. We'll see. We'll see when the lights come on and people wake up to themselves, what they got buried down there that they've been trying to hide. Because there was tons of people who were coming in all of a sudden like, oh, well, I'm psychic. Did you know? Which, I was going through my whole life using telepathy and talking to these other beings and stuff, and I had no idea. I really thought that's how we all lived. I had no idea. I thought that was just basic. I had no idea. that it wasn't. And I would go listen to psychics and stuff like that. And I could pick up on, that I knew lots of things, and I would think, well, I'm pretty psychic. And I would know things, and I was connected to this other world. But I still, I didn't think, I thought we were all, like, I thought we were all on that level. I had no idea. That's what I was saying. When all of a sudden I saw, I was like, oh, I'm not even playing the same game as them. I'm not totally, like, I'm reading the numbers. I'm reading the signs. I'm talking to the animals. I'm talking to the tree. Yesterday, even my mom, like, the sprinkler, the chair thing, the sprinkler, like, there's so many things, so many little things. Like, it doesn't matter. Why does it? Ooh. Oh God. Whatever. A few weeks back, what was the insurance drama, and and I was even told the other day, like, well, it's about to renew, so I'm not happy. Get the fuck off. And I was like, okay, well. Oh, look, but she'd said that mine was going down when it was going to renew, so I'd like to see what it's going down to. And but that's the attitude of, like, the defensive kind of comes across as very, like, aggressive kind of. And so, but yeah, yesterday she got notified that hers just went up $100. Well, that's a little attitude changer, isn't it? Well, what do we have here? Empathy? Compassion? Like, what does it have to happen to you to have it? Yeah, that's what we have going on in this world. It's like, so, but there's also some weird stuff going on. Like, because she had told me that in the morning and said she was going to call him and stuff. So, and then it was eye shot day. This was, oh my God, this is my big trigger. And, but there's, oh, fuck, man. Because there's a sprinkler thing is where I want to talk about, because it's a boundary kind of thing. So when you're trying to figure out, well, how do you do boundaries, I'm going to talk about that. And then so the eye shot thing, that was like, oh. And then oh, the insurance. Oh, yeah, because I keep thinking, this brain fog or dementia thing, this is really happening. Like, it's weird. And then when you're trying to talk to somebody who's really defensive all the time, they get pissed. Like, you can't say anything. It's like they're pissed about everything. It's like, okay. But, so she'd said she was going to call them about this insurance thing. She was, that's like what she told me in the morning, and she was mad about it. And so then I went up, I had to go up a couple times. I went up and made queso because, she was going to be getting her eye shots, so she'd have something to eat or whatever. And then I went to, yeah, God, I've got a lot of things going to my head right now. Personality disorders, and people don't realize that when you hear it, when somebody says something to you, how you hear it, it's your view. It's how you look at yourself. It's how you hear what people say to you. And so it goes through your filter of doubt and insecurities. And then you project that is coming from them. They knew how you would feel, and they still, so it's not rational. It's very projecting, and it's very much to play the victim. So anyways, everybody else is a bad guy. You're just a nice person trying to make it in the world, and everybody else is out fucking you. It's like, no, that's you people say things to you, and you feel so bad about yourself and your insecurities that you think that they're trying to point them out to you, and they are noticing. So it's a whole defensive, angry kind of reaction. And that's where you're in lower chakra and you're reactive. But anyways, this dementia thing, because this thing keeps going around and round and round, and it gets talked about so much because of other people in the family and stuff. And and I keep noticing, and she keeps thinking, like, she's spot on her memory. She'll argue with you, like, and that's where it's like, I'm not arguing. I'm not, like, whatever. And, uh, but yesterday, every time I would go up, because I had to go up and take a shower and stuff to get ready to go take her to her eye appointment, and she's just sitting there doing pictures, giving me pictures and stuff. And I was saying, well, that's weird. Why isn't she doing her business? But I'm just like, whatever. She knows what she's doing. Maybe she's already made the call. She's waiting for him to call back or something. I'm not thinking anything about it. And, well, I was thinking, like, well, that's weird. What are you just sitting here doing pictures, getting all wrapped up in this? And whatever, we go do our stuff, and so we're driving, and I said, did you call the insurance company? And she said, no, I had to go to my appointment. And I'm like, yeah, I know, but you said this morning. She said, I told you that right before we left. I was like, what? Oh, it's creepy. Like, what? Like, oh, that was 2-3 hours in there for me. Oh my God, like, what? Oh, man. It's just like, he's weird. I don't know. Like, it's making me feel unstable, man. It's making me feel destabilized. Just this intense energy. This, like, oh my God. And the vibration, like, you really feel where your vibration is not matching. You can really feel it. And it's intense. And to me, I've really noticed, how different that we are. And yesterday I was seeing also something about that with the echo through the different people. And it's kind of like flipping over. It's like, man, it's like you have a similarity to your grandparents, and then it flips over. Then your grandkids will have a similarity to you. So there keeps being this flipping around. Like, it creates a chain inside of a chain of our learning and information. But it's, so the lesson goes on and goes forward, and we are linked, but we have this space in between, like these. It's like a red card, black card, red card, black card, red card, black card. There's a way that, oh, yeah, okay, because the positive, negative. So the way the information moves through, it's like this spiral of our learning. And so, I think I like, in my perspectives of some things, I probably carry more of, like, my grandparents or something. That's what I was being shown yesterday. Something about that, like the visual and the whole thing, in the conversation. I can't remember it all, but that's basically more, is that how we're like an echo of who was before us and what their things were, the lessons, the focus, and it ripples out through our lineage, our connection to these certain lessons. And so we have different approaches because we bring different things in to the situation. And so we have different approaches on things. And so you will be like a pole in some cases. So you are opposing forces. And it's not so, to create hate. It's to create togetherness in a movement of energy. But right now, like, there's so much, like, the split is so real over, this is the 3D way of living, this is what you got to do, you're a big fat loser, quit talking about anything else. And the other is this completely different, whatever, where these people are, the woo-woo or whatever. It's like this magical thinking, these crazy reading the numbers and all that kind of stuff. But back on this reading the numbers thing, so this video, which started my thing this morning when I was like, okay, now I'm starting, was this dad and his son are watching Fox, and they said so they saw the footage of the first strike, and but this whole thing has to do with money and corruption. That's all I know. And it's all to show us for shit to play out, and it's all to create drama and chaos and all that. So they said when it happened, they looked at the thing and it was a 9, and then on the timestamp. So it was like things are turning, and there, because I had already heard there's something about that in that date, and and it's something about the because it was like a big job to our awakening. But the other day I was seeing something that was even before that. But tons of people started waking up. Like, people think like, oh, you just started waking up. No, people were waking up way before that. It was they were starting to see things, see corruption, see nonsense, see all sorts of things. Like, it was started a long time ago. When people, there was like groups of people started seeing stuff with the food. Groups of people started seeing things with the government. I mean, think about what Snowden, and how long ago that was, and what he was telling us, and about the BUSH era, and with this date that is coming full circle. And so it's like that, there was triggers back there, and they were already going. People were already starting to see. And so there's a lot around the state, just like, when I started hearing more things, I was really surprised about the connection with the Nazareth, because and the money thing, and this whole, like, that's the whole thing, conspiracy of what, the money went missing, and how did they know, and how was it just there for just this night, and then all of a sudden they're like, well, we can't do it now, so we're just gonna have to keep them our slaves a little bit longer, aren't we? Because this was supposed to already have turned. And so, and it being changing the monetary, see, takes power away from them, and it puts it back to us, where we can get ahead. And that's where they want to keep us spinning our wheels. They want to keep us desperate. And so, because the more desperate we are, the more sad we are, the more cortisol, the more depressed. And then they got you into the fucking traps of all their fucking super duper solutions. And so you get, fucked. And fucked on your medical. And that, man, everybody knows how I feel about the medical. Like, and I've been crystal clear, and I have gone through and healed myself. Like, this is the thing too, is like, I'm not just at this age, where everybody's still stuck on them fucking age. I'm not just at this age. I was aging and I went backward. So that's a thing. Like, like, what? Like, I was going in, I was aging, and then it was, started doing these minerals and stuff, and all of a sudden it was like, wait a minute, I'm not, now I'm going the other way? Oh, well, there's something to this, isn't there? Let's go deeper. Let's figure this out. And it's like, oh, so when we started adding minerals and start detoxing, all of a sudden we stop aging, we start going the other way, like we start getting better. Well, isn't that interesting? But so when there's people around me who, I don't know, can't acknowledge that, it's like, I mean, don't get me wrong, like, you'll find a trigger in there, that's for sure. But it's like, see what you see, do what you do. You are on your journey, I'm on mine. But 100%, anti-medical, especially right now. Like, you do not have the cream of the crop out there. You have got you've got people who are stuck in 3D, desperate for money. Like, these are the people who are out making your decisions for your health. I'm like, fucking hell. Like, what the fuck? Oh, my Lord. And like the sleep people that are out there, the most greediest people out there. And yeah, that's who I want to figure out what's wrong with me. Like, they'll put you through, like, well, we better test this. We probably better test this. Well, let's just go in and look. It's like, how about you just stay the fuck out? And so but there's people who are, bought in, and then they'll try and convince you why. It's, there's no other way. Oh, yeah, there's other ways. And then it even gets more into the philosophy of life, when I'm, like I've said, I've lived through spiritual perspective since I was a little kid. And to me, when things happen, they're meant to happen. And when they start coming and saying you're going to go blind, then it is, back, I mean, I did get the laser and stuff like that. So I had some invasive things. And if it would have worked and would have done good, then I would have probably, been fine with it. But it didn't work good. It did more damage. And that is what I continuously had happen with all their interventions, only make me worse. And so I am pushed out of this. You can stay there. I've been pushed out. So I'm not going to stay there. And so if they come and they say, well, you're going to go blind, I look at it as like, well, if nature can't fix it, then that's a part of my journey. As there is experience behind every single experience, there is learning behind them. And being blind, it enhances a lot of your other senses and stuff. It's a real experience. It's a real thing to learn. Like, and if that's your time to come in and learn it, then that's your time to come in and learn it. I'm not going to fight against it and desperately go in and let them cause more problems. No. And what is also trippy is like, okay, so you can say with this person, like, you're taking this intervention and it's only making your situation worse, and you can look at it through that and see it for them, but you can't for yourself. No, you make excuses. It's like, because I hear something very different than what these people are. They think they're like telling themselves, and they're trying to convince everybody else or something. It's like, no, I mean, I can see and hear things way different than what, and I'm not going to argue about it. I'm not going to sit there and tell you, because it would come across as really mean. You can't be honest. You can't be truthful. And so but anyways, then this yesterday one, because like I said, it can be very triggering when you are focused on natural health and stuff. And if you're doing well, and then sometimes people are trying to find any little thing, like, you've got to have this, well, you need this, you need that. Really? Because I think I'm doing pretty good. Like, I don't think I need that. I think I'm doing pretty good. And so, but it's just this constant. And so that is, those can be triggers too. Like, somebody just, a big trigger is like, what do you see? What do I've just come to the realization, it's like, it fucking doesn't matter. It doesn't fucking matter. Like, you can see me as, real kook. It doesn't matter. It's like, I don't see myself that way. So however you see me, that's your journey. I don't care. And so anyways, people can get real triggered around somebody who's being healthy. And it's real crazy too, because when you're not being indulgent, then that is like, that's an acceptable thing. Well, we're all doing it. It's like, yeah, well, do you. Go ahead, do what you want to do. But that doesn't mean I'm going to do it, And so, and that can be triggering to people when you are not going and just going along and doing, not sitting around drinking wine or eating hamburgers or any of the stuff that a lot of people do. So then it was, So then oh, because this shot was coming up, she was becoming defensive over the shot. It's like, you know, and when it gets brought up, it's just like, well, I wouldn't do it. You know, I'm going, well, you go blind. Well, then that's what would happen, because that's how I would look at, like, that's my journey. And and what is so crazy, it's like how religion, I don't, what? What? Like you don't have a soul's journey, you're not like everything is wrong. You gotta fix it. You gotta control it. You gotta get the doctor. Like, man, this world is weird. So, so then go. So we keep having this brought up and brought up. About the shot. Every fucking time I'm gonna say I wouldn't do it because I wouldn't do it. I have my own reasons why I wouldn't. Why I would risk blindness by doing natural stuff over going and having these things put in there. And so it keeps getting brought up, so that's on her mind, like, well, whatever. But she confirms to herself all the time, well, she has to, there's no other choice, everybody else is getting it. And and I'm like, go, anybody can do whatever the fuck they want. You're not gonna convince me, because I would not. So that's just the way it is. And I don't know why I have to say it 100 times. I don't know why I have to try and be convinced every time. Well, no. Yes, you would. Or you would go blind. Yeah, I get that. I was going blind, by the way. And I'm now can almost see perfect. And there's only sometimes I'll get like a smudge in this area. And I can tell, too, because it's very, it's like a itchy burning kind of thing next to my eye. And then I'll have like issues right in my line of sight. But yeah, all this big black thing that was blocking. Oh, my eyes have gotten way better. All the film that was over my eyes that was blocking, all the things that were blocked, all the floaters, giant floaters everywhere. No, my eyes are fucking badass, motherfucker. So anyways, I get to do me. You do you. I get to do me. And I get to have my perspective. I get to look at things the way I want. And if I don't want to do something, I'm not going to do it. I've already said to all of these people, when this kind of stuff gets brought up about the CHGMO, I said, I don't care what I get to. I will only do natural. I will not. And I don't care how much shit people say to me. I will not. I mean, this has been said. I've been saying it and saying it and saying it. So then you have to turn around and convince, well, maybe on that, but this. It's like, I guarantee you I would not do it. I just won't. And I will. There's enough going on in here. I've got plenty of pictures going on in here. And so I wouldn't be bored. And so I'm going to just be sitting there in the dark. And it does enhance other things. It is a whole fucking journey. And how do you have an experience without experiencing it? So how do you grow from something without experiencing it? It's like, the spiritual way of looking at things is very different than this weird world of three-dimensional religion and bullshit. So anyways, see, I'm triggered, man. This is my angry side. We all have them. So so go into the thing, which I had a weird thing too, because I went to get water, and now at some of these places they want to do a trade, so you get to go just trade your bottle out. So I'm gonna pay $10 to get water? Like, fuck off with this shit, man. Like, every fucking thing, they're just always trying to fuck us. I don't know, because you gotta buy whatever, you gotta buy their bottle. So whatever their bottle is, I don't know, maybe it's $30. And then, I don't know, maybe you just get to go in and change it all the time. I think you have to pay a fee every time you change it out, because you got to pay for the water. So, I don't know, it seems stupid. We have our own bottles, just let us go. We have a fucking thing to fill it up that's supposed to be filtered water. Who fucking knows? It's fucking city dump water. It's probably the same fucking shit. You're just paying for it, because that's the fucking corporate way. They're a bunch of fucking lack of integrity, fucking imbeciles. Just garbage people. They just, they don't give a shit. They'd rather fucking have money. And how do you even sit in a restaurant and watch all these sick people be around you and you know that you're the one making them sick? You know what I'm saying? Like, God, some of these people are so, ugh. So anyways, so come out of the thing now. So we're heading home, and this was, oh, because, by the way, yesterday, I, after one of these things of like, about your eyes and all this shit, so the algorithm brings me in this woman who was talking about if you have anything wrong with your eyes, you've got to cleanse your liver. It's all has to do with your liver. And so you need to clean it up, and that's the problem with your eyes. And so I just went up there and I told her, I said, well, I just saw this video, and she said, if you have anything wrong with your eyes, you need to, your liver's got a problem. And so I said, just do some more cleansing or whatever. Like, I do them all the time, and that probably is one of the reasons why my eyes keep getting better and better. But and I know I had some situation with my liver because I had this Hep C situation happen. So there's obviously, and then plus it doesn't take a fucking brain surgeon to figure out, like, your body, the filter system is going to get clogged up with all the goddamn chemicals. Like, look at your filter system of your house. If a fucking, after a dust storm or something, that's what we live in, our filter system. And our filter system's bogged down. You've got to cleanse it. You got to clean out all this gunk. And so so liver cleanse for everybody. Like, everybody should be doing it. If you got any kind of problems, I'm sure liver cleanse would probably help it. So, and there's lots of different things, you can use to clean out your filter. But which is so weird because we have to talk on this three-dimensional flesh and blood concept when we are breaking free from this concept because it's not even real. But still, our bodies react to this shit. So in this world that we are living in, that is real as it is. So anyways, so she comes out and right away defensive. It's like, I'm not saying anything. I'm not sitting there going like, well, how's that? Well, that was some real dumb shit or anything like that. No. This is like, people have got a fucking spin out going, man. It's like, oh, don't bring me into it. Like, and so, went in, got him, to ask when there would be a pill. And they said, oh, never. No, that's way too poisonous. We can't, has to stay right there. Okay, yeah, that just draws me in. Oh, yeah, definitely. I'm suckered in now. Like, what? It's so poisonous. We gotta keep it trapped. Right here where I'm trying to see. And you can't see. But that, okay. So then said to the lady, well, and I told her I'm going to do a liver cleanse, and she said, okay, good, but it's not going to do anything. It's just part of aging. And so she starts telling me, that they said, well, it's going to happen to everybody. So of course, you better be prepared because you're going to have to do this. You're going to have to. It starts writing again. Oh, no. Oh, shit. Oh, God. I've created my own language, by the way. And so then it was, it's a part of aging. I said, well, you know what aging is? And that's made up. Oh, no, it's not. Oh, it was bad. Oh. It is not made up. It's fucking real as a motherfucker. Don't be stupid. And God made it that way. For God's sakes. Not exactly. That's not, that's not verbatim. But that's, I get my interpretation too. It was more of like, no, aging is real, and it's a definite thing, and it's happening, and it's gonna happen to you, and and um, and that's the way God made it. God made it this way because God starts going off on that whole religion thing. Why we get a limited time. We get to come here, hurry up, get to know Him, so we can go up and sing to Him forever. Like that's your soul's duty. Like, yeah, it's so weird. It's so weird. So weird. Just like so many things and it's. But anyway, so that's where I just like. I mean, this is something that I say all the time. Aging isn't real. It's made up, and as soon as you start going backwards, you start seeing. You see straight through it. It's like, oh, they made this shit up so that they could get away with poisons while you're aging. And all these people jump on board. They jump on board. Like, I had this vision the other day of, like, if you went into a picture, like, if you went and lined up, say how many ever, 100, 500 people, all 65 years old, you would have a variety. They would not all be exactly the same because it is what you believe. And so what you believe, you become. And so when you believe you're old, you become old. So wherever you register it. And that's why when women say, and they think like, well, you should cut your hair. You're dressing way too young. You should, act your age and stuff like that. That is their projection. That's their ageism. It's not like there's not a defined way that we need to be, but this is how it works. How they try and keep it by these people. They decide, to please the rest of everybody else. But so the people who are um, who are going through this aging thing and go and hook, line, and sinker, like this is aging, and it goes in all the varieties. That one lady, the silver sister, one of those ladies, and I had talked to her a long while ago. I'd even brought her up because I had said, because I would see her on TikTok all the time, and I had seen this ad where they were selling this older woman, and she was a typical white hair, short white hair, thick body, high underpants and stuff like that. And then you go see these other ladies who aren't that out, rocking, being, even when I'd seen her, I didn't know about the silver hair thing. I didn't know it was a mineral shortage. But so anyways, I was like, well, why are they always representing aging like this instead of showing like this? Why don't they ever show like, oh, set the level up here? Why are they always setting it down here? And then everybody's like, well, aging. So anyways, but now, because I had told her right when my hair, because this is right when I was first talking to her, and her whole platform was built off her silver hair or something. And I had told her about the hair, and I thought, how cool one of these silver sisters to turn their hair back, boy, that would really be something. That would get some attention for some of the people. And so, because there's lots of people who just go on and look at those, just like, the girls that go on and look at those, whatever, those ranch guys, the Silver Fox Ranch guys or whatever. So people go and look at these ladies too. And so, not all silver-haired people. So there's people who just think it looks cool, so they like to look at their videos or whatever. So they could spread a ripple out through other people. And so I thought it'd be cool, to turn your hair back when you have like that kind of following. And anyways, so once I had seen that my hair was turning and it was the mineral stuff, and I told her, and she was like, no, I like my hair the way it is. I didn't like my hair when it was dark. I don't think I look good with dark hair or something. And she wants to keep it silver. And then that started, going through my mind of like, where it was like processing, like, wow, it's a mineral shortage and you would rather focus on what you look like. than getting minerals. So that just like woke this other part of me up where I start seeing that all of a sudden in people. It's like, oh my God, that is so weird. Like, I'd rather be unhealthy and look good temporarily because it's not going to stay. And then when I started realizing, like, oh, well, it pulls all the minerals out of your hair and then it pulls it out of your bone. And so that's why people start getting the osteoporosis and stuff and start having all those issues with their bones. Well, so then right after I had, come to all that realization, sometimes it feels like you're in control of the world, like through your thoughts. It's weird. But so when I had come to that conclusion of the osteoporosis and that these women are all going to start having bone issues, she breaks her foot, and so then she was in a wheelchair. Yeah, like it's really fucked her up, especially because she's older. Her bones are brittle and no density or something. It's been pulled, all the minerals are pulled out of them. And so just think about like the porosity, like of the healthy tooth. And then when it's like, it's weird because everything's kind of honeycombed. But so inside the bone, it doesn't have that same uh, buildup of new tissue. It has like dried up, like dehydrated tissue in the bone. And so it breaks, it's brittle. And so hers broke, and of course, it's a big ordeal, and because it took so long to heal. So now, though, she did a video that the doctor told her she can never wear heels again. And so she's did a whole drama video of like how sad she is, and she's got to sell her heels. And this lady's tiny, like tiny, and but she wore these giant heels, so she was like still really short, but it's like, oh my God. And once she asked to not wear the shoes like that anymore, she's gonna be like her whole persona, like she was going in for, is being dilapidated, if you get my drift. And I could see this coming. I knew this was going to be coming in people's lives. And it has to do with your attitude. If you're at which direction it's going to turn you. And so hers was not her health. It was all fake and phony. And so her fake and phony life is becoming, like, I don't know, and go out and be like this tiny girl who wears tennis shoes and stuff. But at some point, you're just going to start looking like this, you know, uh, because now you got the osteoporosis, your hair is going to start becoming more brittle and falling out more too. It's just going to keep falling apart. It's not because you're not giving back what your body needs. And in the bigger picture, you're going in the wrong direction. And so, and next it would be, falling, you break a hip. Sometimes people don't get out of the hospital after they break a hip. They just have to lay there and lay there. Then they get pneumonia, and then they die. And so it happens all the time. That's why old people fear breaking their hip, because they can't get up for so long, and then they get pneumonia, because you need to be up, moving and breathing deep and coughing out all the fucking bullshit that you breathe in. And otherwise it becomes stagnant and develops pneumonia, and bugs and shit grow in there. So anyways, now though, her stuff keeps going backward. It's not building. Her platform's not building in that direction. It's falling backwards, and she's making choices that are going against her own health for glitz and glamour or something. So, anyways, I would be curious, if she would go and start. But I think now she's probably in like a more desperation of how she's gonna. I mean, go. I mean, her thing was her the ladies who wear the heels and their persona kind of, that was her thing, walking around the city in her heels and staying out all night dancing in her heels and stuff. And now she can't wear heels anymore. And I had just told her right before all that about the minerals. And I hadn't said that to her about the osteoporosis, but I started seeing it to some other people Like, well, next is going to be osteoporosis, because I started seeing there was other ladies, other these silver ladies, and I started saying, well, it's a mineral deficiency. They get so pissed off, they get so offended, and how dare you? It's like, I'm just speaking facts, man. I'm just talking facts. And well, I love my hair. Okay, well, yeah, it's pretty, but it also is that you have a mineral deficiency. Well, I'll just stick with that because my hair is beautiful. Okay. Well, good luck with your osteoporosis next. You know, it's just going to keep getting worse and worse. And the there's so much more to this whole aging concept, you know, is, you know, when I'm being told, like, especially when it's like I'm going backwards. Like, you can keep in your mind thinking, oh, well, I was like that when I was that age. Wherever I was, I've gone backwards. So think what I don't I go on your own journey about, you know, your health and wellness. Everybody's on their own. Don't believe me, go do your own. And so but the what was I gonna say? The because another thing on the aging thing, people don't realize when they stop doing things. Like, I mean, my mom. I mean, my mom is in her 80s. If you know, you want to go by the measuring tape, is but won't walk down the driveway, won't walk across the street, just like drive, even when you can't see. It's like, drive across the street? What? It's like, do you realize that you deteriorate you by not doing it? Like, you have to go out and walk it in order to make yourself be able to walk it. As soon as you give up on that stuff, then you are aging. Is that what you want to call it? Because I say you're giving up on yourself. You're not taking care of your own health. You're taking the easy way. You're taking the artificial way. And it's going to keep on coming up and showing that it's not good for us. There's nothing artificial in our world that has been good for us. And most of this world is artificial. It's a fucking big fat lie. And people just accept it and they play along. And the world is going to become more and more uncomfortable. Is it's going to keep pushing people and pushing people. And the more that they just dig in to being like, no, it's supposed to be this way. And if you are in, you know, it's like you breaking free from that is the problem. It's like, so, but, you know, anyways, I don't know. I may be going and looking for a place, as I was told yesterday. Why don't you go down by the reservation and go look? There's probably some places down there. I was like, well, yeah, I guess that's what I'll fucking do. It's like, wait, you know, I don't know what the universe has planned, but they're fucking dragging their heels, whatever. And then I know you can't force anything. And I know when you try that it will blow the fuck up, because I've seen that happen over and over and over. And even when my daughter, the last time she was staying with me, and she became so triggered, everything, you know, and she had opened herself up to the spiritual side of things, and so she had felt like she had had this awakening and she was doing so good and healing, and so everything that I would trigger her with, she would get mad at me, like I was bringing her down, and so it was lowering her vibe. And so, see, I've got that perspective to keep in my wheelhouse of information, you know. So then she became a point of being so desperate to get away from me that she just went and took a it was weird, because so she found a room to rent, and then it had to be across the pass, and the guy, I think she paid him or something, and he came and got her stuff, and he couldn't take everything. The whole thing was so weird. And she took her stuff and she went off to this stranger's house to go live, because that had to be better than staying with me. And then right away it was disaster. The guy was drunk, He would stay up all night. He would come in and start screaming and yelling at her. It was horrible. He would want her to clean all the time. It was just like a disaster. And she couldn't ever leave. If she tried to leave, uh, she couldn't ever leave her dog. She had to take her dog everywhere. And it was just horrible. And then that's what I know happens when you force things. It's like, no, when you don't force them and it just happens, plays out naturally, when what is meant for you comes to you, then it goes great. Everything just goes great. But when you're trying to force it, then it is trying to show you, like, no, you're going in the wrong way. It sucks, man. And so it's going to suck. It's going to suck. And so that's why it's like, well, no, you're not supposed to force shit. You're not supposed to become desperate and like, I just can't handle it. I can't do it. I can't listen to it. You're not supposed to do that. You're supposed to get more of like, okay, what am I supposed to be seeing? And the thing I keep seeing is just, my own, like, anger of like, I don't know, it goes a lot to me as to not being seen or heard and not having value, like the things I say, like some of this, I have been saying things since I was a kid about the real world, and it is still, I mean, decades in, and I'm still getting told that I'm wrong, and I just don't see the truth. Everything. There's never any value, never any, oh, well, tell me more. I'm interested. Like, what do you find in it? Nothing. Nothing. It's that I'm wrong. I'm wrong. No. Well, you're wrong. Well, you're wrong. It's like, how do you think you're so right? Like, where do you come up with this? Like, people who are so deep in their ego of like, man, no, you're wrong. I'm right. I'm right. And I'm not going to argue, what it's going to play out is going to play out, because I feel like I'm just as right, and I feel like I'm seeing things playing out. Oh, this was another thing too of like, it was something. The news is just a bunch of bullshit. It's just the news. Everything's the news. The news is on nonstop. It's not on my TV. It's not on and ever on my TV. Nothing about that, ever. It's either old movies or music. And so, yeah, I'm not living that life. And I didn't say all that, but it's like, I just like, look, like, like this channel changer. and then it went into, and it's just nothing changes. It just stays the same. It's just bullshit. Nobody changes anything. Everybody just bitches and then just goes and does the same thing. I swear to God, how we have had this conversation where I have said, even where I'm trying to create change, and it's like, that is what I have been saying. That is why change has to occur. But now, like, I was like, what? What? Like, you argue, it's starting to argue, like, what? my brain is melting. I'm melting. And then it was, I think, you could hear my thoughts. And then it was like, well, yeah, well, those protests, those are paid people anyways. Those people aren't even real. And it's like, well, there's people who are a lure. Yeah, there's a lure down there, but there's real ones down there. I mean, my kids are headed there again today. And I said, you better be safe. And the things is, if you feel motivated to go and be involved with that stuff, go be involved, I mean, it's part of your story. But you need to be aware that they are trying to create civil unrest, civil war or something, because then they can take over control. They can lock us down. They can do whatever. Oh, we can't even get along in our own towns. Like, they're creating everything they want to tell us that we are, because then there's people who go and jump on board. And it's so crazy how people, when it's their party pulling shenanigans, overstepping, well, that's fine. When it's the other party, it's like, it's the end of the world. The government overstep is huge. It's like, well, yours was just overstepping 5 minutes ago. the fuck are you talking about? So, anyways, and they've been overstepping the whole fucking time. Like I said, like this shit started a long time ago. This didn't just start with this, in 2016 and 2020. No, this has been going a long fucking time. It started like way back, man. We even like. God damn it goes way back. Like Eisenhower made fucking deal for technology, for selling us for technology. Like, yeah, you can eat some of them. Just tell us some technology. And then they don't even give us the technology, which, Russia and China are kind of showing like, yeah, well, we kind of helped our people out. America, though, is on a whole nother level. Not just America. There's a few of us out there. And Australia, England, and all of us that are under the ground is, it's just nonstop fuckery. It's nonstop fuckery. But anyways, so the uh, the people. So what was I gonna say? Oh, and then saying that the nobody does anything, and the even the people on the streets are fake. I'm like, people. I've still. I'm like, I'm good. I'm good. Yeah, that's interesting. So, but to me, the people on the street are the ones who feel this motivation to stand up for what they believe. They're coming together in unity. They're standing up for people and stuff. But the problem is you got that they're trying to they're luring into a trap, and and then keep in mind everywhere that they're putting these, bricks and shit, piles of the stuff that you can use is there's cameras everywhere, and you keep your hands off that shit. And that one I mean, we're not going to go in this direction because we're going into the direction of the cities being destroyed, but but in the judicial that it was in existence, it would be the cameras saw you, you got in trouble, and now you're going to pay $10 million billion to the city because of all the destruction you caused, because now they got to go in and fix it. So it's part of the laundry problem, and people just get suckered in. But whatever you're suckered into right now is part of your journey, part of your lessons and stuff. So, I mean, I would rather my kids not go to this. Like, I fucking, in plus Spokane, it just keeps being real violent. Like, fuck, when are they suddenly in competition with Seattle? Like, or it's just because it's a blue state, so they've brought in a lot of instigators, and they're really out there just fucking making a lot of fucking bullshit. And it's going to be spreading through all the different cities in California. We're all the blue over here, and they're going to destroy themselves, but there's going to be people who are involved. But in the old way, they would have done it. Yeah, you would have been suckered into paying $100 million to the city for all the damage you caused because you touched one of those things, and they were destroying. Don't bring in your spray cans because all of the shit that has been destroyed. So they're going to they would turn it on these people. And some of these people are going to be arrested. There's going to be people, I bet you, who are killed this weekend. There's going to be some violent shit, I think. Maybe in the daytime, and if you got they're peaceful, but then as soon as the dark and the shade comes over the faces with those, because they've got boxes of those out there too. You can hide your face. And then it's going to be like, oh, hell no, get out of the streets, man. I won't be down around any of that shit. There'll be just people going out to party on a Saturday night. Saturday Night Live. It is a joke. Saturday night are going to be assaulted and stuff because they're going to just walk right into these people are just out just like the way they were before. And people were going into restaurants, and people had to sit outside then because that's why you couldn't get sick if you sat outside. And then they would have the instigators were coming up, taking their food, throwing things at them, assaulting people nonstop. So yeah, it's just gonna go back to that same shit. It's just repeat, same shit over and over and over. But just know that we gotta be close. They've just got so much drama going, and it's just so weird how the people are so locked in. Even if there was conversations where it was one direction, then it just wheels back. It's like this confirmation bias, trying to rationalize this, trying to keep yourself from not losing it. But then when you have all these people around you keep on being so settled in the fake world, and it's just like fucks with your head. It's like too much, and the way they'll argue and try and pull you in and stuff. It's like, no. It's like, man, this is so crazy. So crazy. And it's like crazy, where you start feeling like, what is real? So weird every time you say that. That word and how it ended up being, it has such a big part to play in all this. And so there's going to be more. I mean, they've got the sparks flying, and the date coming up, and it's going to have all to do with the to me, it has so much to do with exposing like the laundry system, which is this industrial warmongering complex situation. Is they use that, so it's going to expose stuff of that. It's going to expose because the corporation, it's like the money is being paid for all of this stuff, like the corporations and stuff. When we want to really put a stop to things, that's where we stop buying shit. We stop paying them. Don't keep supporting these corporations. Don't go out and support Walmart and all these things. And here, they're making this big thing, like the city council guy got arrested, and he was instigating a protest in front of the ICE building. And so he got taken. We'll see how they put out these little danglers, these little lures, like, oh, this guy's on your side. It's like, but you're not seeing that guy is protecting the beast. He's a psyop. He's not. Oh yeah, because that's what I also wanted to say about this Brittany, Gaines, whatever her name is, the girl who now has started beef with that. I don't even remember their names now. Maybe I'm saying the wrong name. But the gymnast has started beef with the other, what is she, volleyball or something? And whatever she made a big stink about she was not going to play with this guy who's out there kicking everybody's ass. So she wasn't going to play with him. So they made this big thing, she's a homophobic and all this stuff. And that was months ago. Well, so now you got this girl coming out, the gymnast, who is suddenly attacking her and saying, I don't even know what all the stuff is that she's saying, but she's going after this girl and saying, that she believes that boys have every right to come in and play girls sport. Like, she's on the agenda. She's on the script. And that's the thing, is that to me is exposing how the system works. Like, she wants a brand deal. You want a Nike deal or something? Well, here's your script. And your script is pushing an agenda. Because the agenda isn't just Nike's agenda. Nike is also owned by, these LABs. They're all owned by the same thing. So they're pushing through the medical into the being, you're stuck on some certain things, certain prescriptions, and you are stuck on those for life, a lot of them. And then they've got the harness, they got the rope, and so they can adjust the cost. They can decide what's working and what's not working. They've got a hold over you. So where do you think they want you? Is they want that hold. And then, and they're doing it while people are young, and the kids aren't thinking things through, because that's not what kids do. And so then they've got them in a trap, because then once these kids grow up and want to have kids, well, how are you going to have them now? So you have to go to the lab. You have to go to the doctors to have your kids now. And that's where they want it. That's where they want all of this. It's what all this, the transhumanism, the whole thing, the agenda is all about. It's not just this nonsense. This is just to keep us arguing about it. No, they just keep us arguing while they are just, going full force towards their goal of being in total control. The people who want to get out there and get a contract or something, this is the part of selling your soul. This is when you're handed your script. This is what you'll say. You will be a part, you're going to push an agenda. Because that, I mean, how absurd. How absurd. I mean, and then, I mean, this girl, like, since she's a gymnast, it's not a competitive sport. So she's not, having to wrestle a boy or whatever. But she's a tiny girl. You would think that she would have some empathy or compassion of, like, what it would be for some of these girls to have to go out and battle guys. And then plus the whole thing is just another attack on the feminine. Everything is about to destroy the feminine energy. That's the dark and the light. And the dark is so bought in. Like, yeah, there's one girl selling herself, but there's 1,000 or more guys buying it. And so that's how many guys have no respect. Like, yeah, I'll go bang this girl. Like, I don't care. Like, and I'll pay. I'll pay to be 150. I'll pay to be 375. Like, it's like no respect for themselves, no respect for, no honor, no integrity. And uh, but that is the, the division of the matriarch, patriarch, the men being in charge and just out to destroy the women. But they don't even know that they're being used for an agenda. That's why it's all gonna be switching, because I don't know, it's like a lack of intuition or something, that men don't carry the same kind of intuition or something. And so then they follow along on the, strength and power, greed. So we go in a certain direction that we're being led, and then anything that is opposing to that, the nurturing and love and all of that, then they want to defeat it. They want to defeat the light. And so that is a part of what it is to be alive right now, is the feminine energy is bringing in the light, and the dark is trying to be opposing and push back. But it's not like the people understand that on all levels. Like, they don't. They're just following programs. Men have been programmed to be disrespectful of women. I was watching this show yesterday, and I'm sure this one was true. I don't remember it saying it was true before, but I've seen a bunch of true ones lately. But anyways, this happens though, all the time. This girl, she was kind of a nerd girl or whatever, and the wrestler boy, he likes her, but then so she starts going out, it's her first boyfriend, so he's super controlling. He's got anger issues. He's got money. He comes from a family. He's got money and stuff, and she thinks, like, and the mom even thinks like, oh, he's the coolest. She's so lucky to get such a cool guy, and so she doesn't want to disappoint her mom, but the guy starts being really controlling, hitting her and everything. And then, of course, he ends up killing her, and then he thinks he can get off from it. But this happens all the time, where girls will hide the truth and stuff. It is this way of, like, men just being kind of raised to just this, women have no value. Like, they haven't been taught to value women. Instead, it's like they're a nag. That was something he even was saying to her. She was like a kid. Well, you're nagging me all the time. Men feel like they're being nagged and stuff. So it's the programs. And so they're programmed to be uh, set off, I guess, by women. And it's in the movies all the time. I can't even believe in these old movies how they make women be such whiny asses. Can't do anything. Oh, they need a man for this. They need a man for that. And then the men are just so degrading to the women. Like, old movies, there was nothing about slapping a woman, punching her. Like, it's like, yeah. And a woman will get down, oh, I'm so sorry, I shouldn't have done it, I shouldn't have said it, I should have, it's like, this is programming. Like, fuck. Like, ugh. The whole thing, it's just aggravating of the, but, this is also where people have to see for themselves their own programs, their own programs are running, but that's what is going to create the change, is people realizing, like, in their own biases and stuff. See, that's why you gotta look at your biases. And lots of men are real biased against women. Lots of women are real biased against men. Like, there's a huge division in this category right now. And all these women have decided they don't even need men anymore. They don't need them for relationships. They don't need them for anything. They're just ready to let it go. And there's been tons of men who have been out there abusing women, cheating on women, having multiple kids with multiple ladies. There's one lady on TikTok right now who's sharing her story, and it's crazy. She's looking for a deal, and so she said, well, she's probably waiting for a deal to finish the story, but the guy who she was seeing, and she thought they were going to be getting married and stuff. So it was her boyfriend, and she was seeing him for however long. But then instead of getting married, he got his mom pregnant. And she's going through this whole long story, and it is crazy. Like, it really was a crazy fucking family. And it's like she gets kidnapped by the dad, who isn't really her husband or her boyfriend's dad. He thought he was, because the mom lied about that. The mom was having an affair with somebody, or was seeing somebody, got pregnant, told this other guy it was his kid. So he goes and marries her, raises his kid. The whole time she's still having an affair with the dad of the kid. So she continues this affair while she has this other guy raising the kid. So why even involve him? Like, what in the world? And he has no idea. He becomes suspicious of some of the stuff she's doing. Just like this girl's becoming suspicious because there's some weird shit going on with the son and the mom. And the dad, he gets an iPad and he signs into her text or emails or something. So every time she's texting, he's reading her text. So he's at work and he's reading her text. No, I think he was at work, so he didn't see them all until after he got off work. And she had all this whole thing. So he starts finding out that he's not the dad through these texts. He's not the dad of this kid. She's having an affair with the dad of this kid, and the son is also sleeping with the mom. And so he goes to the store and gets one of these things, goes home, does this to her and to the mom a couple of times, leaves from her place to go over to the son's. He's losing his mind. Well, the son already knows something's up. So the son's trying to hide. He runs in and gets one of these things. And the girl has no idea what's going on. She's like, she has no idea because she's not privy to all these texts. And so then the son drugs the dad or something. The dad passes out and falls down. And then the police come from all the screaming, because she said that she's screaming at him for, like, they're screaming at each other for a couple hours. The police show up. And then the dad, I guess, wakes up, but he's still on the run. They don't even know. Like, he's gone over and done this. The cops are now looking for him. And the mom, there's like all this weird shit. Like, in the guy, the real dad, he is the one that called the cops to say the lady's missing, because he was there when because they were in there, and he came home, and then he went in to go and do it to the guy, and then he took off running, left the girl, which she got it, and so then he took off to go get the son, and then the son comes out and with one of these, and then somehow gets him to drink a glass of water that's full of drugs. He passes out. The cops show up, and he stays hiding until the cops go, and then the fight starts back again. And then the son takes off. The girlfriend gets kidnapped by the dad. They take off. He takes her on this weird ass journey where she is getting sexually assaulted by this other guy. It's like the craziest fucking story. and the mom, so she, uh, being in the hospital, having to get surgery for her, she had three, and she was in critical or whatever. So they do all these blood tests, find out she's with child, and I guess apparently that they could tell it was her own biological son's child. So then she starts saying that she's the surrogate. She's carrying her surrogate child. But anyways, yeah, she was having an affair with her her son's dad and her son, and got pregnant by her son because the dad always uses a condom. Oh my god. Oh my god. And the dad who thinks he's the dad, he has a vasectomy. So he is no way. No, and so the mom narrowed down who the baby's dad is, because one of the people, like, I don't know, like, wow, some stories, it's hard to imagine, like, but there's weird stuff playing out all over the world. Weird realities, weird soul journeys, weird soul stories just playing out all over the place. It's like, and the other people, are claiming their stories, they're saying their truth, and stop hiding from it, stop being ashamed of the things that have happened to you, and start speaking it as, this is my story, man. It's kind of crazy, but it's my story. And we all have stories, and it is more authentic for you to claim your story, to be proud of your story and how you've overcome what you've gone through and the things that you've seen and stuff. So anyways, but that is a part to me of this growth that we're going through right now of change. But also, this has got to be more. Like, I don't know. Like, I don't have sons. I don't. Because Diddy's mom, she's the same way as this other mom. Like, I don't know, how much does this go on? Like, we're always seeing all, like, men are all these pervs, but god damn. Like, Jesus Christ, man. There's a lot of fucking weird shit out there. And then it goes deeper, though, into, the different soul stories playing out. Why they're playing out. You learn a lot of stuff. It's not just for our viewing entertainment, which one of the movies, too, that I was watching was, it's like from the 90s or something, and it was the reality shows. It was like a Maury Povich kind of show or something. I don't remember all those shows, but there was these ones. I think Maury Povich was one of them, but it seemed like there was another one that was even more extreme. But his could have been, I don't remember. But they would have people that would come on. It was like the beginning of reality TV. People would come on and talk about their real problems. Well, Oprah kind of set the stage, didn't she? Where she kind of started doing that. But then it started being where the kind of the more sensationalized and the more crazy a story, and everybody tune in to watch these crazy ass stories and these people fighting and arguing, which just makes you think people are so stupid and lame. It's like a degrading our society, kind of. And but anyways, this movie was about when that started, and showing like what the producers and stuff, what they would do. And then the one in this movie, she had integrity at some point, where she's like, no, I think her person ended up killing themselves. And so she was like, no, this is really bad. We're really affecting people in a bad way. And the other people are like, so what? Who cares? We're making money. It's like, that's the difference in, integrity and greed, where you have like a connection to your soul. But this isn't right. doesn't matter if we're making money off of it. That even makes it kind of gross, doesn't it? If we're making money off of something that we know is bad, but that's the world that we have been living in. And so many people, have jumped on board, but that's their lessons, and they're going to see. Like, the lessons are coming. Like, it drags and drags, like it's been going for years and years, but it's still coming. There's going to be a flash. There's going to be some kind of light bulb moment where all of a sudden people are going to see the truth. And then when they see the truth, they're going to see the error of their ways, and that's going to start this whole thing going in a new direction. And it's going to start the fall in a whole new way. And so it's still coming. Just, how far it's going to be taking us, like, how far we got to go. Like, oh, man, it's just so, like, when people just want to keep you trapped in it, just like, oh, my God. Just the argumentative and the people don't hear things right. And then, well, it's you're the problem. It's like, no, I don't. It's not my job to run around and try and figure out, like, oh, is this gonna hurt your feelings? I'm just saying an honest to God fucking thing. Like, I swear to God, if I was living on the motherfucking lake, there's no fucking way I would be going to go somewhere else to go swim, especially in chlorine. Like, no way. I would 100%. I mean, that's honest to God. Like, there's a lot of things. It's just honest to God. Honest to God. I wouldn't go and let him put things in there. I wouldn't leave my home where I'm got lake to enjoy in a fucking perfect fucking yard, leaning right like a perfect beach. I'm gonna leave to go soak in chlorine? Like, no. I'm not trying to be mean. I'm just, no, I wouldn't. So why would you? I mean, like, honestly, tell me why. And it's like, no, people, like, like, I've got my disorder going here. Don't question me. It's like, okay, okay, sorry, didn't mean to converse. Didn't mean to shock you. Didn't mean to throw you out of here. It's like, what? And then whatever insecurities you bring up in somebody, it's like, well, be careful what you say. Oh, I'm not going to walk on eggshells and tiptoe around people. If they don't like me, then good, fine, I'm okay. But I'm not going to, oh, well, I don't want to upset them, Got enough of, that, carrying that. Like, I'm not going to sit and argue. Like, especially when somebody's coming in hot, ready to go. It's like, oh, I'm not. I'm good. I got old movies going. I got fucking music going. I'm gonna go out and dance and smoke a bowl or something. Like, fuck this shit, man. Like, god damn. And every fucking time I hear a rumble out in the sky, it's like, please, open up. Please, open. It's like, come on, sky, open up, do some shit. The fucking moon is nonsense. So it's flipped around now. So it's going off on one side and then it starts on the other side. It's still coming and making its debut bright and center in this weird place that it sits all day and all night. So it's not moving. It's not going over here and going over there or anything. It's just being right here and then staying there. And so, and it's flipped around again. That's what it keeps doing. It flips around, it flips around, flips around. It's just, what in the hell nonsense we got going up in here? And this sky, like, the sky is multiple skies. Like, I'm so tired of, like, I don't even give a shit anymore. Seriously, I don't even give a shit. It's just exhausting. Like, see what you want to see. Don't see what you don't want to see. Like, I don't. It's like, whatever. The signs, they're all around. Read them or don't read them. Pay attention or don't pay attention. I don't give a fuck. It's gonna play out how it's gonna play out. We'll all see. Nothing to argue about. Like, it's gonna show. And anything that you feel like that you need to defend yourself is gonna probably come in hot to show you, why. Why do you feel like you need to defend yourself? Why do you feel like, everything is going to be to show us this other side to see our own truth, to see through the illusion. But man, try and convince people that we're living in an illusion. Forget about it. Just like let it go, man. See what you see. See me as a loser in a fucking three-dimensional. I don't care. I am a loser in a three-dimensional world. It's fucking not my. It's not my jam. It's not my. I have no desire to be someone's slave, and to be a part of this indoctrination program. And no, like that makes me weird. Then I'm okay. I'm okay with it. Like so. Anyways, I've been yakking for. Hopefully you can even understand me. Hopefully you can even hear me. It starts being so much noise all the time, and I know I don't talk super loud, but anyways, just remember, because I'm telling you, like I can tell people like, this is about working on yourself, and it's like, no, it's not. It's about this. It's about that. It's about waiting for Jesus. And it's like, well, we'll see when that bus comes through. I think it's going to be a while. So, anyways, to me, just remember, you can't go wrong. I'm telling you, working on yourself, looking into your own personality disorders, your own defensiveness, your own anger, your own bitterness, your own division, your own side that you pick, why this side can do whatever they want and this side can't. Go and look at these things in yourself and heal them. Figure out why. Why am I this way? Why am I not that way? Why do I do this? Why do I do that? And let shit go, man. There's a lot of letting go. There's a lot of letting go right now. So, anyways, just learning how to love yourself, learning how to love everybody, and how to have the day you want to have. And all these things are very challenging. So, anyways, we'll talk about it tomorrow because the challenge is on. So, I'll talk to you later. Bye.